Hey, what is up everybody? This is Shishir Kinkar with Technoms, and today I'm reviewing an Apple device that I had just hoped for but never actually thought would happen. A large iPhone. And I mean really large compared even to the iPhone 6. But well, it happened and it prompted me to get one and take a look at it from a first time iPhone user perspective. I always prefer devices with a big screen, and hence the iPhone 6 Plus was the default choice for me. I have my reservations when it comes to iOS, and though I own an iPad as well, I did not ever adopt an iPhone as my primary device mainly because of the screen size. The iPhone 6 Plus has obviously no problems of that sort. The 6 Plus has a gorgeous 5.5-inch display with 1080p HD resolution which rounds up to 401 pixels per inch. I got the space gray version of the phone as I love the almost seamless transition from screen to the black bezel. The other shades of the phone are silver and gold and come with a white colored bezel. The entire front side of the device is covered by glass that seamlessly curves into the sides. Nothing sharp or edgy here. The device itself is 6.22 inches long and 3.06 inches wide. The phone body is an aluminium unibody design with a completely flat backside. The antenna lines on the back feel like plastic and somewhat break the look of the device. The camera is located at the top left corner along with the flash. The camera itself protrudes out of the device by just about a millimeter, and it does cause the phone to rock a little when placed on flat surfaces. It's not a big deal and most users will not really notice it. The iPhone 6 Plus is extremely sleek and slim with just 7.1 mm thickness. The nano SIM slot is located just below the power button, which is now moved to the right side, and location is somewhat convenient to use with either hand. On the left, the volume buttons now have an elongated shape rather than a circular one and give out a distinct click with every press. The silent mode toggle switch is located at its usual location just above the volume rocker. Now, there is no room to question the build quality of the device. It's outstanding, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's really the best design. One of the things that I loved about the design of the last few iPhones was the flat sides with chamfered edges that gave an absolutely amazing grip on the phone. With rounded sides and curved edges, both the iPhone 6 models are quite slippery. It's almost necessary to get a case for this phone, and I use the Neo Hybrid metal case by Spigen for my phone. The case is a combination of TPU and aluminum frame that looks great, is not too thick, gives a pretty good grip, and rises a bit above the screen as well to give it some protection. If you want to check it out, I will leave a link to it in the description below. The other design factor that is not the best is the design and location of the speaker and the microphone. The speaker itself is quite loud, but it is very easy to cover it up while viewing a video. Similarly, it is quite easy to cover up the microphone while talking on the phone. This happened to me so frequently that I had to change how I hold the phone while doing either of these activities. Considering these relatively small flaws, I'll say that the iPhone 6 Plus has a pretty good design. On the software front, there are not too many new things here if you are already an iPhone user. I'm currently using iOS 8.2 and the most noticeable update in this version is the Apple Watch app. Once you get the watch, you can use this app to pair it with your iPhone. This way of pairing the watch through the camera is quite interesting. All you need to do is align the watch face to the viewfinder on the screen and it should just pair. Else you can do it manually as well. Besides that, you can explore more about the watch or check out the watch app store, which should launch sometime around the 24th April. I will get into the details of this app as well as the Apple Watch when I review it in a few weeks. You might be familiar with the rest of the features of the OS. Swiping down from the top edge of the screen opens the notification shade that lists all the notifications from your installed apps. You can interact with these notifications in different ways depending on the app that raised the notification. The only obviously missing feature here is a clear all option to dismiss all the notifications in one go. The Today tab shows information about activities that are concerned with, well, today. This involves weather, stocks, calendar, and other such activities. You can choose what is seen in this view and sequence the apps in order of your preference. Swiping up from the bottom edge of the screen brings up the control center for features like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, and screen orientation lock. You can also quickly control brightness and any playing media and launch camera, flashlight, or the calculator. Quite a few of the frequently used features are packed in this interface, and it's quite a handy one to have. Swiping down anywhere on the screen brings up the Spotlight search that now searches not only on your phone but also the web, the App Store, and iTunes, among other places. The web results are powered by Bing and not Google. Tapping on any of the results opens it in the respective app. Double tapping on the home button pulls down the top half of the screen to the mid of the phone. This is Apple's way of making the difficult to reach corners of the phone reachable. I haven't really found it to be of much use, but good to have it, I suppose. On the other hand, double-clicking the home button brings up the recent apps carousel with option to quickly contact your 5 recent contacts as well. This is not really multitasking but more like an interface to quickly switch app context, and it does that pretty well. The huge display of the iPhone places it squarely in the phablet territory, and with it there are some changes that come in OS behavior. Some of the apps take advantage of the big screen and present an iPad-like interface. The home screen can be used in horizontal orientation as well. Funny thing is, it can be used completely reverse as well. Though this is true for the home screen, it is not really true for all apps. Some apps work in this reverse orientation, like the settings. Some apps do not, like the App Store. Not only is this reverse orientation unnecessary, its behavior is inconsistent. I think Apple should just get rid of it. The iPhone 6 Plus is excellent in terms of performance. It is a known fact that performance is never really an issue with iPhones, and the 6 Plus lives up to that trait. The browsing experience is wonderful. The text looks sharp and it is a pleasure to read on the big screen. The games run smoothly and look great. Looking at the performance, you would be surprised to know that the phone has just 1 GB of RAM. Not that it depreciates the performance, but it does limit on how many apps can be held in memory. As you use multiple apps, the data from the older ones is flushed from the memory and needs a fresh load. The other components are top notch though. The dual-core 1.4 GHz A8 chipset with a 64-bit architecture and a quad-core graphic processor churn out performance to meet any of your demands. The display itself is very nice with colors appearing vibrant but not overly saturated. I had no problems using it in bright sunlight as well. The 6 Plus comes with a massive 2915 mAh battery that lasts for over 2 days for me in a single charge. I spend most of my day on a Wi-Fi connection, but even with a lot of cellular network usage, you should have a good percentage of battery left at the end of the day. The camera on the iPhone has always been a prime feature and it's quite good in the 6 Plus as well. It is super fast when it comes to taking photos. The interface is extremely simple and you can change modes just by swiping up and down. The 6 Plus comes with auto HDR for images and optical image stabilization for the videos. The photos come out to be sharp and very vibrant color capture. The camera is just 8 megapixel, which may seem less compared to some of the other flagship phones, but it still takes pretty good photos. To sum it up, the iPhone 6 Plus is an awesome phone if you are not uncomfortable with its size. It's slippery and you may need a case to keep it safe. There are some quirks that are seen on the software side, but it's not really a big deal. The iPhone 6 Plus interface is right now mainly a magnified version of the iPhone 6 interface. There's a lot that Apple can really do here to take good advantage of this big screen. The build quality, performance, display, and battery life, all the important factors are excellent on this phone. As an avid Android user as well as a first time iPhone user, I like this phone a lot and I have no problem recommending it. Well, that's about it for this review. I hope you liked it. Also, if you are deciding between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus, I have an iPhone 6 review in the pipeline which should be coming out next week, and I'm going to do a comparison of the major factors that might help you decide in favor of one of the phones. Also, I have the Apple Watch and some of the other major and newer smartphones lined up for review in the coming weeks. To make sure that you don't miss out on any of the action, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video as well, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.